Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of On the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Podcast listeners out there, we want to thank you guys, and we just appreciate everyone that's listening and watching. We've just recently got on YouTube, and our reach for the weekly has been over 7K, so we are going heavy on YouTube with all of our episodes, past and present. Every time we post an episode now, it automatically goes directly to YouTube. So you can also, if you're a YouTuber, you want to go there and listen to us, you can. But we're on all the other different networks as well. So just wanted to pass that out there and let everybody know. So again, welcome to another episode on the Limb podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls. Deer season's fast approaching, so we're going to start talking a little bit about deer hunting and kind of get everybody in the rut, so to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got
that's the time frame we want to be hunting. Rut.
Yep, definitely. And there you go. I've got Dan Hall there, co-host. He's on the phone call coming in from St. Louis. He's not back in town yet, but he will be soon.
Yeah, not quite St. Louis, but Missouri, somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere down there in Missouri.
Somewhere. I don't even know where I'm at anymore, Mike. But listen, folks, if y'all's looking for a hunting club within West Virginia, you need to be on this episode. You need to be listening. It's going to be definitely a good one. Tonight we're going to have the president of the Forks of the Robinson Hunting Club with us, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. And they are looking for new members, so definitely want to listen. And this might be something for you guys. You know, you might be able to get yourself into a nice hunting club and have some land to hunt this coming fall.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing that people are looking for. People are looking for land to hunt on because it's few and far in between that you just go and you ask people to hunt.
You're right. Yep, you're right. It's getting harder and harder to find. I mean, unless you're blessed with private property, it's getting harder and harder. I mean, yeah, there's public land out there, but we all know how hunting public land can be. It's tricky. It's treacherous.
It is. And, you know, a lot of people do the public land thing, but people like private because, you know, there's some crazies out there.
Absolutely.
And you know, I really don't want to be taking my kids where you're acting like you're in a war zone. So, you know,
sure.
I've got teenagers that we take hunting and stuff like that. And, you know, a lot of people's got kids, but we'll get into more about that here in a little bit. So episode 108 with Travis Avery from Sawyer Products is out. You know, that was an amazing episode. It
was.
He had an amazing time telling us about the history behind the family business and the clean water efforts that they're doing and they're involved in all around the world that has impacted millions and millions of people. So that is a great episode. Be sure you check that out. Be sure to head over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts and listen to our past episodes as well. All you have to do is click on that button, and it'll download it and give us a view. So we appreciate that. So, and don't forget to check out outdoor-pro-shop.com. Use podcast 10, and you will get 10% off of your complete order. And Apparition Sense there, we just played that ad at the beginning. They are offering 20% for any listener that goes to their website. And that's what we're saying. Deer season is right around the corner. So deer lure, cover scents, all of that stuff, scrape starters, they have it on their website. Get 20% off. Use the promo code On the Limb. And
and you know what? Listen to that that ad there, Michael. Man, I have used that product.
Oh yeah,
and it's amazing what it will do. They tear that up. They do. Scrape starter, man.
The Undertaker scrape starter, man. They literally tear that up, and they keep coming back and back, checking it.
Yep, they sure do.
Yep. So another one, just real quick, Nature's Voice Game Calls. We also manufacture deer calls. We're not only a turkey call company. So if you visit our website, podcast 15. Use that promo code. That'll give you 15% off at checkout. So visit all these great places for all the discounts with all of our partners, and we sure appreciate that. All right, so please welcome with me, Justin, the president of Forks of the Robinson Hunting Club. Justin, how are you doing this evening?
Good. How are you, Mike?
Oh, man, we're doing really good. We sure appreciate you being on here with us.
No, I greatly appreciate you guys having me on. It's great to be here with you guys.
Yeah, so we posted that picture there as a little promo on Facebook. And that was a massive buck you killed there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that is our unofficial largest typical killed off Forks to the Robinson Hunting Club. I was able to harvest him last year, the Sunday before rifle season opened up with my bow. He ended up scoring just a shy of 164.
Wow.
I've got him green scored right now. I'm waiting for him to get back from the taxidermist. He'll be nice and dry, and then let one of the Pope and Young guys put a tape on him and to see exactly how big he goes. So he was a fun deer. Our club, everybody's really tight knit, and whenever I finally was able to post a picture of him the next day, I started getting trail cam pictures of him from other members, videos, the works. He was a big buck. He was even bigger the year before. He was kind of, I don't want to say on his way down. It would be a disservice to him to say he was on his way down, but he was taller and thicker the year before. So
yeah,
he's been our largest typical to date.
Nice.
He's still a dandy, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So, Dustin, tell us a little bit about your background and the new position with the Forks of the Robinson Hunting Club, if you don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. So, West Virginia boy, was raised up in Putnam County down there, a small town of Buffalo.
Oh, you're close to us.
Yeah, not far at all. And relocated to Morgantown, I guess it's been 11 years ago, for college. And then as soon as I graduated college, I was able to land a job right here in town, and have been chilling in Morgantown ever since. We love the area. Got married, had a kid. My daughter, she's 2 years old and loves the outdoors, loves fishing, loves to talk about hunting, and tell her about whatever we're eating that night for dinner, whatever it is, bear, moose, deer, whatever the story was behind it, and show her pictures. This is what we're eating tonight. Daddy killed it up in Maine, or got it down there at the hunting club, Forks to Robinson, and she loves it. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And yeah, trying to raise her up in the outdoors as much as possible. And newly minted president, Joe Jarrett, great guy. He was our president for the last, I think, 11 years.
Yeah.
And he decided to, retire, very deservingly. He poured his, heart and soul into our hunting club the last 11 years and was a member before that. So he had been, in the fire for a long time. So he decided that this year was time to take a step back. And, I just kind of raised my hand and said, hey, I'd be willing to take it on and collect the funds and coordinate with folks and do everything that comes along with being the president of a great hunting club. So I think my official announcement isn't even a month old yet. So
wow.
Speaking of Joe, we'll be mentioning him here in a little bit. So
yeah.
Stay tuned for that, folks.
Yep, for sure. So what all goes into being the president of a hunting club? What all is your daily tasks, or what are the things that I know it's probably, retention members and things like that. And that's one of the reasons why we're talking about this evening. You guys are trying to get up to that 70, full capacity, which is 70 members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my, biggest responsibility is, communicating out to the members and collecting our dues and getting our lease payments made. We're a conglomerate of 3 properties or 3 lease agreements that we've been able to hold on to. And that's definitely my biggest responsibilities. Saying, hey, guys, you need your money, mail me your check, meet me somewhere, I'll take your cash, whatever it is. That way, we can make that lease payment, because without the lease payment, there is no hunting club. So that's definitely my biggest responsibility. But, on a day-to-day, right now, being the newly minted president, I've got a lot of fresh ideas. So trying to organize all those ideas and figure out what's priority and what's just going to have to wait for now. That's something that goes into it. And then really just, coordinating our members. We have a great group of guys that are, willing to do anything to help out. And, they're constantly asking me, hey, can I brush hog this trail, or should we clean up this food plot, or hey, the gate is rusted, just whatever it is. Just coordinating with those guys and
that's good,
and making sure they've got the tools to help me out on the club. So
and that's kind of what's going to lead me into my next question for you with the land management. How do you deal with the land management and all that on the day-to-day, being the president?
Yeah, so like as far as on the actual physical land management side of things, we are leasing this property from a timber company. That is that is definitely their bread and butter and their number one priority. So we don't get to clear out large areas and make food plots. Right. They want to grow trees. They do not want to see deforested land. But what we do get to do is on those old log landings and stuff, where they just got done logging, it's nice and muddy. You're not going to get any trees growing there. They probably don't want trees growing there. So we do get to go in there and rough it up, till it up, put in food plots and stuff. So as president, just asking guys, hey, the members that have tractors or equipment nearby, could you go in and get that tilled up? We've got a rain on the way and would like to get seed down. As far as land management, that's definitely the biggest part of it. We, like I said, we just don't get to do a ton of like what the private farms get to do.
Okay.
But we still get permission to put in our food plots when we want. And then kind of the biggest thing I think for our members is just informing them about the property. And on the land management side, if you can just go out there and take a ride and note, this area is full of blackberries right now, or when bear season comes in, the pokeberries, just letting people know, hey, pokeberries grew up really good through here. If anybody's looking to bear hunt, that kind of thing. So, I don't hoard the information. I try to get it out as much as I can. So
you all have over, is it 9,000 or over 9,000 acres there between those that land company that you all utilize?
Yep, just a little over 9,000. I think 6,600 is in Nicholas County, maybe 6,700, and the remaining acreage, 2,000 and some there, is in Clay County. So we are split, basically a third in Clay, 2/3 in Nicholas.
Wow.
Great chunk of property.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. Nicholas.
So that's obviously Nicholas County. That's right there bordering Summersville.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Not far from Summersville at all. You could be to one of our gates in 15, 20 minutes, and that's not even putting the pedal to the metal. You just take it easy and drive with some sense, and you can be to one of our gates pretty quick.
That's nice. How many access points do you guys have?
We have 9 gates spread out over, on the perimeter of the property. So got some great access off of Route 19. I think the majority of our gates are, definitely would favor the 19 side. And then when you get over on the wide end or the Clay County side, we've got 2 gates over there. One of them is kind of it's gate number 1. It's the main access point. It runs right up through the heart of the property on the main road. Nice, truck worthy road. That's our main point, and it's on the wide side. And then we've got a couple off of what they call Peach Orchard Road. It kind of heads from the Summersville area over towards Clay, and we've got several gates off of it. So, yeah, great access.
That'll lead me to another question. You talking about these gates? So do your members have access to they have the access to these gates? Are they allowed to drive in there with their personal vehicles, side by sides, 4-wheelers, what have you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So all 70 of our members get their own personal key. It's got your unique member number carved in it, and you get, unlimited access 365 days a year. You come and go. You don't have to tell me. I don't really care.
Sure.
I just want to see people using it. So yeah, you get unlimited access, and we've got
So,
some great truck roads in there, and then just tons of ATV and four-wheeler trails. Like I said, it's a timber company property. Those logging roads are everywhere that they leave open. Most of them they do close with water bars, which
Yeah.
is probably good. Really for us, you don't want to drive a four-wheeler everywhere, but yeah, we have great access. Especially if you're an elderly person.
absolutely.
No problem hunting the property.
So they have access to this as long as they're a member. They'd have access to even riding around on it in off seasons, just kind of scouting more so, or kind of taking a family out or something.
Oh yeah, and we, of those 70 members, we legitimately have people that just pay so that when they're in that area, they can unlock the gate, come on through, and have a great ride through some big forest, big timber area. You feel like you're in the Rockies. There's that property was strip mined. Probably at least 50 years ago, I think was probably the last mine activity over there. So we have some like great old high walls. You don't know they're there unless you pull back some of the laurel and look and realize that there's an 80-foot high wall in front of you, or find one of the old auger tubes. But yeah, folks ride right on through, look for, blackberries right now. I saw members all over the club this weekend. I think I ran into 10 of our folks just in there picking blackberries.
Awesome.
Or the spring, the mushroom hunters, the ramp hunters, they show up. So yeah, it's not just about hunting, that's for sure.
That's great.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about what you guys have to offer, and maybe even some camping spots there after we hear a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Ghost 802, a sports team based in Vermont. Their goal is to promote safe and ethical hunting and to raise the youth to share the same passion for the archery, hunting, and the outdoors as they did growing up. For more information, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Let them know that you heard about them right here on the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls. All right, guys, we're back with Justin, Forks of Robinson Hunting Club here within West Virginia. And so, Justin, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the things that you all have to offer there. You all do have camping spots. Tell us a little bit about the camping area.
Yeah, so we have primitive camping locations, and I call them primitive because we do not have utilities. They're scattered out across the club. We're not piled on top of each other like a campground or something like that, but we kind of have two main areas where the majority of our year-round campers are parked. Each one of those has, I think, 3 or 4 campers in it. And then we have members that kind of, trickle in during hunting season and set up trailers, campers, tents, and those things. At some of our more established spots, we have outhouses, big lodge poles to be able to hang and skin your deer at, boat winches, scales, those types of things. Just make it good and fun. Fire pits, all the things you could imagine at a camping spot at a big hunting club like that. So yeah, that is 100% available. Some of our newer members this year, I've been recruiting folks for the past month, and I'm hearing those guys saying they're going to, camp in the bed of their trucks, kind of on the outskirts of our club at some of the gate entrances and stuff where we have some big areas. So they're got their plans and their ideas, and the other thing is if you don't want to camp, like we were kind of saying there, Summersville's not far, and there's hotels in Summersville. So some of our members that like the finer amenities in life will come in from Summersville. They can get a good shower and have those TV and whatnot. But I can't say I blame them. especially during, football season. Like I said, I live in Morgantown. It's not hard to guess that, I'm a big Mountaineer fan. So when those
brother.
Yeah, when those football games are running, you'll see kind of a trail of trucks headed out about an hour after dark, headed towards Summersville to post up at Applebee's. So,
I hear you.
It's a good time.
Let me ask you, we go to a show there in Summersville every year, and a trade show there at it's the Armory. And we're always looking for good places to eat in Summersville, and everybody's like, "Don't go to Applebee's. Go to the Mexican place."
The Mexican place?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
for sure. Yeah, I would head towards the Vault in downtown Summersville.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, small, locally owned. It's in Old Bay.
That or Long Point.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Long Point's good. Point. That was really good we had there. And I'm not going to say anything bad about the Chili's. We had it not last year. We had it this year.
Year before last.
No, we had it this year.
No.
Yeah, we had Chili's this year because you wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, no, okay. Long Point we had when I was at the show.
Yeah. No, it was me.
I talked y'all into it.
Yeah, it was me and James and Bugsy and the wife and Casey. Trevor didn't go. But it was all of us. We ate there at Chili's. We thought, man, I guess we're just going to go ahead and give it a try. And it ended up being good. I mean, it's close by, you don't want to have to go too far out.
Yeah, we try not to blow up the small locally owned joints whenever we've been hunting our rut stands in November for 3 days, and Saturday finally rolls around. We decide we're going to take a trip to town. Smelly. We haven't showered. That kind of thing. So I will just crash in and pile in at Applebee's. Those locals at the Vault don't want to smell us. So.
That's a little higher end, I think, than the Chili's, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, real quick though, we'll get right back to it. We're talking right now with the current president of Forster Robinson, but I would like to do our salute tonight to the previous club president, Joe Jarrett. He was an outdoorsman and is a military veteran. He served in the U.S. Air Force on active duty from 1973 to 1977. He was in tech school at Lowry Air Force Base in Denver, Colorado. He was stationed at Shaw Air Force Base in Sumter, South Carolina for the remainder of his 4 years as a continuous photo processing specialist and squadron assistant. Joe loves to rabbit quail hunt in South Carolina. He took his first buck at Watery Swamp. He fishes a good bit at Santee Cooper as well. Joe was born in Anchorage, Alaska, while his dad was stationed in Fairbanks, and his mom migrated up there for his last couple of years in Ellison Air Force Base. Joe's only deployment was to return to Fairbanks for Jack Frost joint military exercise with the U.S. Army during the winter of 77.
Nice.
Joe states he would highly recommend the Air Force over any other branch, of military service to any young person looking to learn the skill, make good pay and benefits, and develop work ethic, and proudly serve their country.
Yep.
So Joe sounds like he was a great president while he was president of that organization, and he has moved on from that, and sounds like he is enjoying his life now. So
yeah,
as just a normal citizen doing what he wants to do. So we thank him for his service, and we appreciate everything he's done for our country.
Yep. Thank you, Joe Justice, or not Joe Justice. I was thinking of Joe Justice for some reason. Joe Jarrett.
Joe Jarrett. Yes, sir.
Joe Jarrett. The squadron artist. What is that, Dan?
What's that?
It said it was a processing specialist and a squadron artist. What is the squadron artist?
I'm not 100% sure. That Air Force, they have different things. So I'm not sure. I honestly, that piqued my interest is what a squadron artist. I would say as a photo processing specialist and a squadron artist, he dealt with a lot of media type things and took pictures, obviously, and probably in the drawing aspect of things.
I don't know. That's I have to be something I'll have to ask him. I talk to him regularly there on Facebook, and he attends a lot of the trade shows that we go to. Summersville was where actually we met in the Charleston show, but he's been to Summersville show as well.
Yeah, actually, I think we talked to him at the Summersville show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we did. He had a booth there with pheasants. The pheasants thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was a thing that he was into then.
Right.
But no, I know a lot of Joes. I get them confused.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's kind of a common name.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of like Mike and Dan.
Yeah. 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 Dave's not a normal name, you know.
Well, Dave's just. Well, I don't know if we should talk about Dave. He's again not there like always.
I know. I'm actually sitting in Dave's seat right now.
Well, be careful sitting in that seat. It may make you not want to show up.
No, I'll be good.
Okay.
I actually enjoy doing this.
Oh, I love it.
Oh gosh, we're just kidding, Dave. We know you know we love you. We got to give you heck, buddy.
Yeah,
all right,
that was his fault. He knew it was coming, not showing up tonight.
Oh yeah, and he knows that. I think he kind of likes just sitting back listening to it every now and then.
I think you're right, Mike. I think he likes hearing me give him the runaround.
Yeah. All righty.
All right, but hey,
back to Justin.
Let's get back to it.
All right, Justin. So Joe had told me that this, I asked Joe because he knew all about this club, and I'm like, man, did you found this club, Joe? And he was like, no, actually I didn't. So the club was founded by in 2005 by Clay County Division of Natural Resource Police Officer Stuart Sims, correct?
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, 2005. The club has been around for, we're coming on 20 years now.
Wow,
man, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. So I mean, it's kind of taken on the aspects of kind of like a WMA, really. I mean, you guys do a lot of stuff there that you would do on a WMA property here in West Virginia.
Yep, absolutely. And, we have some streams running through the property. We've been fortunate enough to be able to stock with brook trout. Our main stream, Robinson Creek, we were able to put, some pretty nice rainbow trout in there every year, and our little pond there for the kids. So, you see a lot of that type of thing on WMAs. It's for our members, it's very much like a WMA. You come and go as much as you want. You can't cut trees down, but you get to ride a four-wheeler. So
that's
it's good. It's good.
It's one of the things that you can't do on a WMA. If I'm correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually amazing that you guys like talking about stocking the creek there and getting the kids involved. Man, that's what we preach here.
Yeah, it is.
You got to get them kids involved, and they're the future.
That's kind of going to be some of my very first tasks as the newly minted president. I'm kind of thinking maybe we have a squirrel derby this fall for the kids. Get out. Squirrel hunting is one of those things that I love to do. I've got some brothers on the club that also love to do it, but we don't have a ton of just die-hard squirrel hunting members. And when I was a kid, man, that was so fun. Just going out there. You could talk, walk around. It's just very lively compared to, sitting in your tree stand shivering. So I think that's something we're going to get into this fall is, have like a youth squirrel derby and, everybody come out and try to get your limit and whoever has the heaviest bag of squirrels there at the end, wins. So I think that's going to be kind of one of our number one things is, putting the kids at the forefront. And I think we're going to try having a trout derby next spring as well, putting them in our pond. Will get us a deep fryer going right there and at our area around our pond and a grill, and we'll catch them and fry them all at the same time. So
speaking of squirrel derby, have you ever met Ronnie Snedker?
I have not.
So he's a West Virginia resident from Maxwellton, and he actually raises squirrel dogs.
Yeah.
And we've met him at a couple of different trade shows, but they call him the Squirrel Man, I guess. But he has taken his dogs, world championship dogs, and I believe he said that Michael Waddell's even bought a squirrel dog off of him. So I can give you his contact information, and that might be something that you guys can put together for a squirrel. Because I know that they actually do a squirrel derby in places here in West Virginia on state property, I think.
Yeah, those Waddell guys, man, that's something they do every year. That's kind of where I picked up off of it.
Oh, really?
The down there, I guess it's the Waddell guys, the bone collectors. They have that squirrel derby and have teams and squirrel dogs and run around with their Gammo air rifles shooting them. And I'm just thinking, well, we've got 9,000 acres here, tons of kids that would love to do something like that. So let's do it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that it was the Summersville show that we talked to Ronnie at. I know I've talked to him at the Charleston show.
I can't remember, but that's funny. I was actually talking to some of these guys out here in Missouri here just recently. So every year there's a group of guys, quite a few people that get together and do a critter getter day.
Yep.
So their regulations, it's teams of 2. You have to, I think their limit's 5 per person squirrels. You have to get 10 squirrels between the group before you can start racking up your extra points. And their extra points include like crows or coyotes, armadillos, groundhogs, stuff like that. And they have, obviously cash prizes for first, second, and third place and stuff like that. And I told them, I'm like, hey, look, if I'm here when y'all do it, you give me the dates, I'm in. I'll find me a teammate.
Yeah.
Because that just sounds so appealing. That sounds like a blast, something to get people involved and having fun and the competitiveness of it, man.
Keeping small game hunting alive. We
absolutely. And I for one love squirrel hunting. And like I was asking him, I said, well, what do y'all do with the haul afterwards? He said, oh, they do like a big cookout, and some people want to take their stuff home, but a lot of the people kind of like donate it to us per se, and they'll do a big critter dinner. They'll have fried squirrel and what have you. So real interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like almost one of our club meetings. We have 2 of them a year, and bear barbecues on the menu. Bear summer sausage, deer summer sausage. Squirrel legs. Fried up like chicken wings. Whatever you can think of, and a lot of came right off of our club. So, deer is definitely our number one activity that folks join for. But keeping the small game tradition alive, that's something I kind of aim to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet. So speaking of deer, tell us a little bit about your rules and regulations. You guys have what, a 14-inch inside spread rule?
Yep. Yeah, 14-inch inside spread rule. We have been a 2-buck limit hunting club for at least the last 10 years. West Virginia.
Now it just passed.
Yep. Yeah, it just passed. That everyone's going to be a 2-buck limit now, except for the CWD areas, and
right.
We've been a 2-buck limit for a long time. We've seen the benefits of it. While never have every member harvested a buck off of our club, we probably average somewhere between 10 and 20 bucks a year. But the 2-buck limit, we think it's helped us out a bunch.
Sure.
The guys that are fortunate enough to get 2, they're always happy. They're, I'm done. My plate's full. So, but yeah, we've seen the benefits of it. We track every weight of whatever type of animal it is harvested. We track the weight, but deer, we try to weigh the scales out there on the lodge pole, see what they weigh. We record them, their spread, and we've been tracking our weights and our spreads, and we've seen them incrementally raise
nice.
over the last 20 years. So we think it's definitely working. But yeah, on our rules, we've got that 14-inch inside spread rule and 2-buck limit, and each member gets 3 tree stands or 3 stand locations. It could be blind, it can be ground blind, whatever. But 3 locations. Nobody can hunt too close to you. We have a big map, and every member gets 3 pins with their member number on it, and they pin out the map where their stand is, and everybody can kind of see what's open or what areas packed tight, and go
Awesome.
find your own space. So yeah, it's great.
That is cool.
Nice.
So you guys have a 5-member board plus president, or a 4-member board plus president?
5-member board plus president. We installed the board officially when I took over as president. It's a lot for one person to take on.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, gosh.
Wow, we hardly ever have member disputes. I can't even really nail down one in my 6 years on the club that really stood out to me.
That's impressive.
We like having the board, the board hanging out there.
Yeah.
Get varying opinions and views if there is something going on. And really, it's not really even about settling disputes between members, but just kind of guiding our club, making decisions. Don't just leave it all up to one person.
Well, it all comes down. It all comes down to communication. If your communication's good and you're always informative to everyone and everybody always knows what's going on, I can see it running good like that. That's one of the problems that I see most is the communication drops from time to time, and that's when things get lost.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I told everybody whenever I told folks I was going to be the president, I said, if John and Jim have an issue with a stand location or whatever, I'm like, you two can, talk it out as grown individuals before you involve anybody else. And, I've not had, one thing get elevated to me in a month. And I know we've got new members on the club, scout and stand locations, folks out there moving stuff around. So, they kind of sort it out amongst themselves, and I don't want to say settle it like gentlemen, because, sometimes people take that as, throwing fists or something.
Throwing the bows.
That does not happen on our hunting club. Yeah, that does not happen on our hunting club. Zero tolerance for aggression. But they settle it like true gentlemen, just talk it out and figure out what the right move is for everybody. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, and that gives you the opportunity to help allow other people to help keep up with DNR hunting seasons and dates, regulations, land management opportunities, all of that, without one individual having to deal with all of that, right?
Yeah. Yep. And everybody knowing that it's a professionally ran club, that means a lot. I mean, organization also, plays hand in hand with the communication. I mean, you guys are organized.
I might have to join.
We've got spots open.
We're going to be talking about that here in just a second for sure.
Yeah.
Try to get you guys filled up for the year.
Yep.
Yeah. We pride ourselves on the professionalism. There's definitely been some headlines over the years of things going south at hunting clubs, disputes and trespassing and stuff. But, our local DNR officers down there, and even all the way up to Colonel Kales in South Charleston, they've got keys to our gates. They patrol our club.
Awesome.
I see them on there multiple times a season.
That's good.
Coming and going and stopping in and talking to us. And they've come to our cookouts before. Director McMillian there, Brett McMillian, he's our DNR. He comes to our cookouts and breaks bread with us. So
that's good. That's nice.
It's professional. A good time.
People, that's the sad thing, though. People are scared of DNR officers. We have talked with Brett multiple times.
Yeah,
he's a good, down to earth person.
Yeah, he is.
He ain't doing nothing wrong.
Well, yeah,
there's nothing to worry about.
And we talked to Larry Case. Larry Case was he's retired captain with West Virginia DNR, and he's just, Larry is an awesome dude. I mean, he is
isn't he?
I would love to hang out at deer camp with him.
Right? Hell, I'd love to just hang out with him.
Yeah.
That man goes places now. Come on.
Now, we hung out with him there at the Greenbrier, and it was pretty fun. I mean, we had a great time while we was there at the Greenbrier, and that's the first place we met Larry. And we got to know him there, and then he came onto the podcast, and we have chatted, since then, and we stay in contact with each other. But Larry's a great guy, and the DNR as a whole is a great department within our state, and I recognize them as being up there with some of the other agencies like state police and things like that now, because they do a lot more than what people realize.
Oh yeah.
And I give them a lot of respect for what they do, and I appreciate what they do.
That's one of our strongest strengths. People know that you could always run into one of those officers on our club.
Yeah.
Whether you're a member or not a member, people know that they're on there. And I have a great relationship with our DNR. I'm actually the state secretary for the West Virginia Deer Association.
Oh, nice.
We do a ton of fundraising to support the officers. I think we've got 2 brand new robo deer on the way that we were able to pull funds together for and get 2 of those purchased, and they're on their way now. I think they actually got loaded on the truck this morning. So
I'm telling you, with the AI stuff that's out right now, I would not want to be one of them poachers out there trying to kill deer at night.
Yeah. They were giving us a whole demonstration at our charity event. It's the Deer Dad charity clay shoot out at Stonewall. We have it every year on Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
And that money always goes to the DNR officers, and whatever they're lacking, we try to make up for. And they brought one of the robo deer in that they've had for 20 years, and its head turns and tail flickers. And
oh yeah.
Then they were like, watch one of these new ones. Ears start turning, mouth works.
Oh gosh.
The neck moves, and they were like, we're putting like heat tape underneath the hide. That way, if you're using a thermal, they can flip it up.
Oh my goodness!
Still look like a warm body out there.
That is very smart.
That's impressive.
It is.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm sure.
That makes me just want to shoot one though.
I'm sure that
legally, legal hours, legal time.
Yeah.
I'm sure that old one. It looks like it's got CWD. It's probably like got hair missing from it and everything.
Yeah, you're thinking
that to me makes you the one that's old and got CWD. That would be the one that people would want to shoot. Oh, I got to put this one down out of its misery.
Yeah, you all ought to have a fun. You need to talk with the DNR and have them get together and do a fundraising thing, and we can put that deer out there during daylight, and we can just take shots at it, and we'll retire it.
It looks like somebody was running around with an RPG or something. It has got some holes on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's funny. Oh my goodness. So one of the other things I wanted to mention, Fork of the Robinson Hunting Club was recognized along with Joe Jarrett as being the first recognized West Virginia Bow Hunter Association Land Manager of the Year award. So Joe was awarded that while he was president of Forks of the Robinson Hunting Club. So that's pretty impressive for the conservation efforts that he has done and led there on the property.
Yeah. Joe, it was very well deserved.
Yeah, and
Joe, he headed up the trout stocking. 20 years ago, we're reaping those benefits now with those native wild brook trout, and then he has put a lot of upland birds on that club, from pheasants to quail. We've seen several broods of grouse this year.
Nice.
Put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
So it was well deserved.
So speaking of grouse and stuff, do you guys deal with like stocking of and stuff like that of grouse or pheasants or anything?
We don't do the grouse.
Bobwhite
those are
quail?
hard to come by. But the quail and the pheasant, we've put those out now for several years. I think last year Joe counted up 104 that were about 13 weeks old, I think is what he said, when they flew out of the box and went onto the club. And very few of those were harvested. We've got a handful of members that bring in their pointers and their flushers during upland season, and we'll try to get what they can, but not very many of those were harvested. We know a lot of them are still out there. So
awesome.
Yeah, and Joe wanted to mention also that, even though it was him that was awarded that award, it really goes back and reflects on all the club members as a team. It took everybody to do that. It wasn't just him, but that's kind of how the West Virginia Bowhunters Association does it. They single out the person that's usually the head or the one that's in charge at that point, and they'll award that person with the award. But really, it goes out to everybody. We were awarded the West Virginia Outdoor Media of the Year award, and they awarded it to me.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is,
who's got the plaque?
I'm putting that.
Has it.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in perspective of how they done this. You know what I mean? They done it to Joe, but it's really the whole club, and they done it for me, but it's really the whole team. You and Dave when he's here.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can classify it for the whole team.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. But anyways, no, I mean, the West Virginia Bowhunters Association, they do an amazing job with those awards and that banquet. I mean, that banquet is something else. It's really well organized and really well put together. So
yes,
they do a really good job at that. But anyways, so, with you all being in, just right outside there of Route 19 near Summersville, you've got endless places to go. You got Walmart, Tractor Supply, Southern States, drugstore, gas stations, grocery store. So you have the 9,000 acres kind of compound there that you can go on and you can hunt and you can feel like you're way out in the wilderness, but, you're 20 minutes away from all this other good stuff. So.
Yeah. It's a great location. I love it. It's almost, I don't want to say it's central to everybody in the state, but it's not too bad for anybody. This year we have onboarded, I called them the Hardy County Cult. And I think there was about six guys that called me up in the last month from Hardy County. They're dealing with the CWD over there, the 3-buck limit, looking for some good, mature buck hunting opportunities, and they're joining, so they're excited to get over towards Summersville. It's not that bad of a drive for us, and there's Summersville hotels to stay in. So yep.
Yeah, man, that's nice. So here's the big question, and then we'll let you go. This is the big question here. What
might be the one I was about to ask.
What is the price of the membership on the yearly?
So our price this year, the bare minimum you can pay to join is $707. We set that price by taking our total lease payment and dividing it up by 70 folks.
Okay.
Nobody's making any money off of this or getting rich. We make our lease payment, and then all of our extracurriculars are just through whatever donations and funds we can raise amongst our members for individual events. So
that's good.
With that, I mean, you was talking about bare minimum. Is that bare minimum access, or does that kind of give you all the access?
All the access. You have 100% rights to the same thing that everybody else does. $707 is all it takes, and have a clean record. So that's the price of entry.
And in reality, that's not bad. I've seen some places, especially. Okay, let me give you an example real quick before we end this and we let you go. Here in Missouri, I've looked at some leased lands, what have you. They're wanting 20 people at $1,800 a person minimum. That's the cheapest I've ever seen.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
and that might only be 200 acres.
Yep.
And y'all's offering 9,000 acres. That's impressive. That's amazing.
Yeah, I forget what it comes out to. 120 some acres per member.
Wow.
If everybody could pay, $707 a year and have 120 acres to hunt, you put it in that perspective, it seems like a pretty good deal. So.
Oh, absolutely. That's awesome.
So I just got to say, if Dave is one of the ones that wants to be a member, you're going to have to make him do some kind of like crazy initiation.
He's got to do the truffle shuffle.
Walk on the hot coals.
Yeah, walk on the hot
get a
coals.
good rip and fire, and you got to walk on the hot coals.
Yep,
There you go.
for sure.
That or the truffle shuffle.
Yeah, or maybe or bare knuckle fight a bear. We've got bare knuckle bear fighting.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Truffle shuffle while walking across hot coals.
With a bear chasing you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
You got this. Dave,
That's
I hope
it.
you're listening. We love you, and that's your membership dues.
Yep.
I'll be waiting for your application. Yeah.
All right,
Man,
Justin.
we appreciate it.
Yeah, we sure appreciate you, man. This has been a good episode. Very informative. And, guys, if you're looking for a hunting club here in West Virginia, Forks of the Robinson Hunting Club's looking for members. So tell us where everybody can get the information and how they can get a hold of you, and we'll let you go.
Yeah, track me down on Facebook. I'm just Justin Booth on there, nothing special. Or you could reach out to me with email. It's justinbooth52@gmail.com. You could even shoot me a text. My number's 304-546-2558. Anytime. Just shoot me a text, give me a call, email me, whatever it is. We are filling up quick. So if you're interested, get a hold of me. I think we're giving a tour on July 21st, a little ride around tour. So we can set you up and get a spot reserved for you.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
That'd be
So,
nice.
real quick, before we let you go,
No, real quick,
you said
Dan.
you're filling up quick. How many spots, roughly, how many spots do you have left?
So I legitimately have 17 spots open.
There we go.
But we've got, I think, 10 people that are, mulling it around, checking with the wife.
Oh, okay.
There you go, people.
Counting their change, So,
Yeah.
Don't maul
they'll
it
go
around.
quick.
Just jump on this opportunity.
Yep, there you
Yeah.
go.
Ain't no mauling it around. The wife will forgive you eventually.
What do they say? It's better to go ahead and do it.
Or ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, there you go. All right,
Bring her out
Justin.
to the club.
I'm
She'll love
sorry
it.
with that.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, man.
Awesome. We appreciate it, man.
Yep, we
Yep.
sure do.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. You have a good night. We sure appreciate it. Guys, he gave out all the information there. If you didn't listen to it on the live or watching it on Facebook, you can go back and watch us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or Google Podcast when it airs. But get a hold of him, man. This is an awesome opportunity. So, it's a great episode. We sure appreciate everybody listening, and thanks for watching the live tonight. Y'all have a good one. This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Stick Tamer Bow Silencers. Are you a traditional archery hunter or shooter? Stick Tamer was specifically designed for the recurve shooter. Made of a hybrid foam rubber material, Stick Tamer is designed to deaden string slap and limb vibration. Stick Tamer reduces limb and string noise, water resistant, and lasts shot after shot. Made in the USA from a hybrid foam rubber for durability. To purchase Stick Tamer and for more information, visit 3riversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. Stick Tamer bow silencers are available exclusively at 3riversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com.